Hello and thanks for joining us today. My name's Jacob and I'm happy to welcome you to the all-flash data center edition of Ocean Store Talks. In this rapidly changing digital world, new connections and fresh suites of applications are driving massive data growth. And all of that data has to go somewhere, of course. Step in data centers, where new development opportunities are opening seemingly every day. It's the quest for greener, more reliable operations that has led to the rise of all-flash data centers. I'm joined today by Amy Liang, Director of Huawei's Enterprise Data Storage Technical Sales Department, who is here to share her unique insights into the concept. Amy, thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah. Hi, Jakob. Thanks for having me. And building on your ideas, data will become the new energy of the digital economy. How to efficiently store and access that energy will therefore be an essential driving factor in developing the entire digital economy. So that's why we put forward the concept of the all-flash data center.
So from my understanding, it's inevitable that HDDs will replace SSDs as the media evolves. And what makes Huawei's all-flash data center special here?
Actually, building an all-flash data center does not only require the media to be comprehensively upgraded, but also the integration with the data center resources and the reconstruction of the architecture in order to meet the diverse service requirements of the future. Specifically, this includes all-flash upgrade for various types of storage devices and servers, all IP reconstruction for data center networks, and full lifecycle intelligent O&M from different types of workloads. The multi-ledger all-flash solution from Huawei helps build a greener data center with higher efficiency and availability, more intelligent O&M, lower TCO, and zero network bottleneck.
So I don't think it's a device-level concept anymore, right? It's more of a macro network?
Yes, that's the case when looking at it from the perspective of an entire data center. We also have a concept, make hot data fully redundant, and warm data hot, also the cold data warm. For hot production data, we need to ensure the business remains uninterrupted in all failure scenarios, right? So here's disaster recovery is required. For warm data, we may need a hot backup. In case of a failure, the backup data can be quickly converted into hot production data. And meanwhile, for legacy code or archival data, ideally we want to use a warm archiving model so that it can be quickly retrieved.
So we have full disaster recovery of hot data, hot backup of warm data, and warm archiving of cold data. Everything seems to be warming up.
Exactly. And in this way, the data access efficiency will greatly improve. And that allows us to explore more business potential.
Now, in the past, we used to worry about data loss in the event of an unexpected flash memory power outage. Is this issue resolved now?
Actually, in terms of the flash technology itself, the problem is currently, I think, not existing anymore because flash itself is a non-volatile medium. So, and furthermore, the service life of the SSDs exists the HDDs. So there's no problem for this anymore. And I understand that many customers, they may think that the all-flash systems has not as long history as the traditional storage systems. So therefore, some products may lack of extensive enterprise class features, such like metro functions, the replication functions, and clone functions, as well as high-density snapshot functions. In the past, these concerns were major roadblocks. We are promoting all flash in mission-critical scenarios. For example, an inefficient disaster recovery solution resulted in a shutdown of the Tokyo Stock Exchange last October. After the host failed, services were interrupted for several hours, which is simply unacceptable in this world, I think. Yeah. And now, Huawei has already introduced those disaster recovery function as well as backup solution to eliminate the single point of failure. With this system-level data protection method, we can solve those service continuity or data security issues.
So with system-level data protection like this, we don't need to worry about data loss, even if the entire storage system fails. But all flash is also used for data protection, especially backup devices, so is it cost effective here?
Okay, first let's look at how we measure the performance of the backup system. And in the past, we used to focus on the backup bandwidth because we need to meet the requirement of limited backup time window. And however, we may have missed an important point. The aim of backup is to restore the data as soon as possible when some error occurs. So we should prioritize the recovery speed over backup speed. Okay, this year we released the Ocean Protect series flash-based backup storage, and it can provide high backup and recovery speed by optimizing the all-flash architecture. So, which means better risk mitigation, and the value of this is much higher than merely we just calculating the cost and effectiveness. Okay. In addition, the price of flash media is reducing year by year. So there are also enhanced data reduction methods which can allow us to store larger volumes of data in the unit raw capacity. This also means even lower TCO at all. And another aspect worth mentioning is that by using the flash storage, we can greatly reduce the power consumption per unit. This is an energy-saving value brought by the all-flash data center. Let's take a data center with a PUE at 1.5 for example. If the storage system saves for 1 kilowatt, then the whole data center will save 1.5 kilowatts. And in this way, the cost effectiveness of the all-flash data protection solution is higher than that of the traditional solution.
So if the storage device saves 1 kilowatt of electricity, the entire data center will save 1.5 kilowatts, is that right?
Yes, this is very important. And with the rapid increase of data volume and applications, large data centers becomes even larger. And small and edge data centers also grow in numbers. On a global scale, data centers became the huge consumer of energy. I think this is a very important driving force for us to promote all-flash data center. They not only improve the value of data, but also save power. One could even argue that building these power-saving data centers is our corporate social responsibility.
So I've been told that among all the core components of a data center, only storage has its own dedicated network. Is that correct? And will storage performance remain high even after IP-based evolution?
Indeed. Currently, the only dedicated network widely used in data center is a fiber channel. Last year, we worked with our customers, our partners, and some industry organizations to launch a solution called NOF+. And this allows us to replace FCSAN, which is now the last part of the network in the data center that is not IP. We also had commercial cases in financial industry as well as in carrier industry last year. Results from our lab testing and also the commercial cases show that both the performance and the latency are improved a lot, exceeding our expectation. If we replace the FCSAN with the OIP in the future, the performance will remain high. And overhaul is therefore in store, in which this year becomes the first to embrace OIP transformation.
Okay, let's turn to issues surrounding latency. The move to all IP has slashed latency between storage and the server in half, from 0.1 milliseconds to just 0.05. Is IP-based network performance really that good?
Yes, this is a notable technical improvement of the system, thanks to our R&D and joint innovation with our partner based on our storage and network.
And how about intelligence? Have there been any developments in making storage smarter?
We can divide intelligence into two parts. The first one is compatibility. And to deal with complex management of multiple devices from different vendors, we have put forward one storage solution, allowing customers to use multiple devices as if they were one. The second part involves equipment maintenance and fault predictions. These days, we have a significant number of training samples, meaning we've built many models to help us understand exactly what happens to a hard drive when it's faulty. This is crucial to facilitating O&M and reduce workloads, as post-event processing turns into pre-event preventing.
So can you share any success stories with us?
Yes, for example, China CITIC Bank is already using our solution. The customer told us before when they have to do a change, then they need 2 man engineers to write the script, and then another 2 engineers to do the check and submit. And then during the change time, always at night, they need another engineer to do the upgrading. Meanwhile, the 4-person before, they need to be there standby. That is very inefficient. And by using our solution, now they are able to do the writing and checking and committing of the scripts during the daylight. And only 1 person needs to work at night. So that's really enhanced the efficiency. And now they can do more changes in 1 month. And in the future, we will also continue to focus more on customer needs. But today's challenge is how can we lead the industry, which is what we strive to do for all future storage technologies. From network to computing to media, we will provide a complete all-flash solution with superior capacity, cost effectiveness, and full data utilization to establish a solid foundation for our entire digital economy.
Well, that's a very bold plan, and I look forward to seeing it unfold. Amy, thank you very much for joining us today.
My pleasure, and thanks for having me.